Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on last night's game versus the Dallas Stars. Now, I didn't really have power for most of yesterday, so that's why the video is coming out today instead of last night. You guys get how these reviews go. I give you my opinion on the game, who scored, who played well, who didn't, all that stuff. So let's get right into it. What the hell were those lines? I mean, Marty St. Louis, I understand we've been having some troubles offensively these past couple of weeks, but you shook up every single line, and the only line that scored was the fourth line. Now, I will say, this is probably because he did shake up the fourth line a bit. He took Yoel Armia off of the fourth line, and guess what? Pezzetta has his first multi-point game of his career. Jake Evans scores his first goal of the season, but you put Armia with Suzuki. If the fourth line can't score with Armia on their line, you think bringing him onto Suzuki's line is going to help? They've given every single possible chance to Armia, and trust me, I do feel a little bad for Armia, because anybody who's listening right now, if you've played hockey and you've gone like a month, maybe even two, without scoring, you start feeling it. You start holding the stick a little tighter, you're just missing chances, you put him off the post, you just can't score. And, it starts to build up in you. And I completely can imagine how Armia feels. But for the price you're getting paid, buddy, and the players you're getting sent next to, the opportunities you're being given, I don't know anymore. I don't know how much more we could do until you finally put it together. Anyways, speaking of the lines, like I said, they got shuffled around. And they got shuffled around big time. The only line who scored was the fourth line, which was made up of Pezzetta, who was drawn back into the lineup, like I said, with 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Jake Evans with his first goal of the season. And man, whenever this guy scores, it's kind of like a highlight reel. Like, I'm not saying it was an amazing goal tonight, but it was pretty damn nice. And whenever he seems to score, it's a nice goal. And finally, next to them, they had Anthony Richard. So that was a pretty solid line. Honestly, the only line that worked. As for the other lines, we had Juraj Slafkovsky getting centered by Christian Dvorak, and his other winger was Josh Anderson. The other line was Nick Suzuki with Jonathan Drouin and Yoel Armia. Now, you heard me right. We did not say Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki have been separated, and this is probably the first time since Dominic Ducharme was a coach. They don't get separated, and it happened tonight. Clearly did not work. As for the Caulfield line, he played with Kirby Dach and Mike Hoffman. I don't know, man. I understand shaking up some lines can do some good, but these lines were not it. If I were to ever shake up the lines and separate Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, I would put Slafkovsky with Suzuki and maybe Anderson or someone like that. I would not put Armia on the first line, and I would not put Hoffman with Cole Caulfield and Kirby Dach. Those lines just don't make any sense to me. Anyways, if you haven't already guessed by the way this video has gone, we lost. We lost 4-2, and pretty much penalties cost us the game. They scored multiple power play goals against us, and it just proved that we are not ready to be a competitive team. This team has a long way to go, and maybe losing isn't so bad. I think you guys are going to have to get it in your system a little more, that losing is going to be good for us for the rest of the season. It was a great tank night. To start off, we lost, the Florida Panthers lost, and Washington won, which means the Panthers are now 8 points out of a playoff spot. That's great. Also, many teams around the Habs or just under the Habs won or got a point tonight, including the St. Louis Blues, who got a point, the Coyotes, who won, the Canucks, who won, and the Predators, who got a point. So I do think we could still bump down a couple more places, but if we were to be drafting today, we would be picking 8th and 11th. And you know what? That's pretty solid. I do think the Habs will bump down a little more. I'm not too sure about the Florida Panthers. I think they're going to move up a little more. I don't know if they're going to make playoffs, which could be amazing for us, but I do think they're going to move up a little. Anyways, guys, that is going to be all for today's review on last night's game versus the Dallas Stars. Let me know down in the comments your opinion on Marty St. Louis' lines for that game. Absolutely brutal in my opinion. And yeah, with that being said, If you did enjoy, don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.